Welcome to a new episode of Plots We Have at Home, where we come up with the most unhinged story prompts this side of the Atlantic and let ChatGPT do the hard work and make sense of it.
Or not, we read the stories out loud for you, and it's always the first time for both of us hearing them. So you get our unfiltered reactions.
I'm Danny,
And I'm John.
and let's dive right into our first story of the day.
So let's just jump straight in with today's first story. The title is Food Recommendation. Thor was exploring the streets of Caldwell, New York, when he stumbled upon a small diner. As he entered, the smell of freshly cooked food greeted him, and his stomach growled in response. He made his way to a booth and picked up the menu, but before he could even decide what to order, he noticed that the kitchen and the servers were very much occupied with a massive order placed by someone named Rage. Okay. Thor watched as plates of food were carried past him, each more delicious looking than the last. He couldn't help but feel a pang of envy as he looked at Rage's table, which was covered in a feast fit for a king. Curiosity got the better of Thor, and he approached Rage's table. "Excuse me, my friend, but I couldn't help but notice the abundance of delicious-looking food you have ordered. I am new to this realm and I would love some recommendations." Okay. Rage looked up at the Asgardian, taking in his imposing presence and muscular build. "Sure thing, man. My name is Rage, and these are some of the best dishes this place has to offer."
All of them, apparently.
This is a recommendation. They just have the best stuff, as one does. Thor, Thor introduced himself, and Rage immediately began to list off his favorite dishes. Oh, here we go. "You have to try the bacon-wrapped shrimp. They are out of this world. And the lobster bisque, the mac and cheese, and the steak sandwich are amazing too. Oh, and don't forget the sweet potato fries and the chocolate lava cake for dessert." Wait, both of them for dessert? Thor's mouth watered at the mention of all the food, and he couldn't help but feel grateful for Rage's hospitality. Hospitality, not hospitality. "That sounds incredible, my friend. I would love to try them all, but it seems you have already taken up the entire kitchen with your order." Rage chuckled. "Yeah, I might have gone a bit overboard, but hey, I'm a growing boy." He gestured to the empty seat across for him. "Why don't you join me? I'll share my food with you, and we can order some more if you'd like." Thor was taken aback by Rage's generosity. "That is very kind of you, Rage. Thank you." As they dug into their food, Thor and Rage struck up a conversation about their respective worlds, sharing stories and exchanging jokes. The Asgardian found himself feeling more at ease than he had in a long time, enjoying the company of this kind and welcoming stranger. By the time they were finished, Thor was completely stuffed, but he couldn't help but feel grateful for the experience. Why would he need to help himself to do that? "Thank you, Rage, for introducing me to such delicious food, and for your kind hospitality. I truly appreciate it." Rage smiled. "No problem, man. It was great to meet you, Thor. If you're ever back in Caldwell, come find me, and we can do this all over again." Okay.
Very much Rage, though. Yeah, let's order more food.
Thor nodded, feeling a sense of kinship with his warrior from another realm. Okay, he just assumes that. As he left the diner.
But they talked about their world or whatever, I think.
I guess so,
We just
yeah.
didn't get to know what they talked about.
As he left the diner, he couldn't help but feel grateful for the unexpected friendship. Oh, that also. He found in Rage. A reminder that even in the most unexpected places, one can find connection and camaraderie. Wow, okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to think about that one. Uh, I expected, like, I guess more action from those two clashing with one another, like the God of Thunder meeting some badass vampire warrior and them just sitting in the diner, stuffing them with themselves with like piles and piles and piles of food is, I guess, a story, but just not the one that I expected, or I guess those were not the people I expected to indulge this kind of story. I don't know. I'm taken aback a little bit and kind of speechless.
I mean, I can tell you about the prompt I wrote. It is actually pretty much what I wanted.
Okay.
No, because so I told ChatGPT to have Thor go into a diner and he wants to order food, but nobody ever comes up to his table or his booth, and he sees all of these people like
Classic comedic prompt.
yeah, he sees all the people bringing all the food to Rage's table, so he walks over there a little like
What the fuck, man?
yeah, he's like, dude, I want to order some food. What the fuck is going on? And Rage is just like, with a stuffed face, basically being like, you can just sit and share with me. Like the people here know me, And then they just kind of, yeah, engage. And he gives him like, he doesn't like Thor doesn't ask for the recommendations, but like Rage just gives them just because that's who he is. And actually, there's this is kind of based on a scene of the Black Dagger Brotherhood novel
okay.
where Rage
I didn't
and
know that.
I think Rage is on a date with Mary, and he just keeps ordering food, and she's like, she has a salad, and he just like, oh, I'll take this, and I'll take that, and I'll take the fries, and I'll take the sweet potato fries, and I'll take this, and you can bring dessert. I don't know which one I want, just bring me all of them, and that's basically the whole thing. And also, I wanted to put Rage and Thor together in a story because I imagine both of them being played by Chris Hemsworth in a movie, and they're kind of like, I think they would just be. It was actually kind of uncharacter the way they talked and the way they like shared the food and everything.
I feel like those are definitely two characters you wanna put together if you wanna merge these kind of worlds, because this just like eye level on the silliness, the everything. Just didn't expect like a wholesome little culinary bonding scene, I guess.
I mean, yeah, and it was funny, but it was like not like so unhinged. There could have been. I was also asking ChatGPT to go into detail about the food recommendations, and it kind of did. They kind of put up some like weird stuff like bacon wrapped shrimp or whatever, but
What the fuck is lobster bisque, man?
I have no freaking clue. But and I also feel like is all of that diner food? I don't know. But yeah. And it's actually really funny because there was this one sentence in the first paragraph where I was like, this is exactly the sentence that I wrote. Yeah, so it just took the exact sentence from my prompt and put it in there. I think it was like, um, he noticed that the kitchen and service were very much occupied with a massive order placed by someone named Rage. And also, it's also very weird that Rage would probably never introduce himself using his actual name if he doesn't know the person. And it's never brought up that he's a vampire, which is funny, but it's kind of implied. I don't know, but yeah, it was pretty much on the prompt. I don't know. He calls him a warrior, which is right. So
it, I think, from like the details we get about Rage, other than him being a warrior and that he loves lobster bisque. So
he also only has one dessert, and that's not no. That's not the Rage that I know. But yeah, other than that, actually worked pretty well. It was pretty cute. It was kind of funny. And obviously, I always love the voices you give the characters. It's really 10 out of 10. All right, I'm gonna go right into the second story of the day. And this one has the title Loki and Backstreet Collaboration. Okay. Loki sat alone at a corner booth in a bustling diner in the heart of New York City. Dressed in his signature green and gold attire, he exuded an air of mischief and charm. as, as he perused the menu, his mischievous smile hinted at the trouble he was bound to cause. Give me your finest coffee, Loki ordered, leaning back in his seat, his eyes never leaving the menu. Extra black, just like my soul. The cringe is strong with this one. Just as the waiter scribbled down Loki's order, Waiters never write down an order, but he has to write down black coffee.
Yes, he wants the finest coffee. Assuming that there's not just like one pot of coffee that the waiter goes throughout the whole diner with. I don't fucking know.
Interesting. Okay. Just as the waiter scribbled down Loki's order, the entrance door burst open and a group of men rushed in, causing a commotion. The diner patrons gasped and ducked for cover, fearing a violent robbery. To everyone's surprise, the intruders were none other than the Backstreet Boys, clad in black leather jackets and sunglasses, each one more puzzled than menacing. The diner fell into a stunned silence as the band members surveyed the situation, clearly unaware of the unintended havoc they had created. Seizing the opportunity to display his wit, Loki rose from his seat and sauntered towards the bewildered boy band. Ah, gentlemen, might I suggest an alternative to this ill advised escapade? He said, his voice dripping with charm, as you could hear from my voice.
I'm wiping stuff.
Nick Carter, the lead singer. I'm not sure if that there is some such a thing.
It's canonic now.
Okay, apparently Nick Carter is the lead singer
He's
of
the
the
leader
Backstreet
now.
Boys. I just wanted to let the world know. Okay, Nick Carter, the lead singer, looked at Loki with a mix of confusion and amusement. Who are you? He asked, his tone laced with skepticism. I am Loki, the god of mischief, he declared, his green eyes gleaming with mischief. And it seems you have stumbled into a rather delicate situation.
He just went into a fucking diner, don't they?
I don't even know. The other members of the Backstreet Boys exchanged puzzled glances, unsure of how to react to Loki's grand introduction. Meanwhile, the diner patrons, despite their fear, couldn't help but be entertained by the unfolding spectacle. Just then, the waiter at Loki's table whizzed by on roller skates, a patch over one eye, balancing a tray of steaming coffee mugs. It was none other than Nick Fury, the enigmatic former director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Need a refill, Loki? Fury asked, his voice gruff yet tinged with amusement. Ah, yes, Mr. Fury, I believe I do, Loki replied with a smirk, holding out his empty mug. As Fury poured the coffee, Loki turned his attention back to the Backstreet Boys. Backstreet, back all right, I guess.
I also want to intervene really shortly and add to that he had a table, like a tray full of mugs. So now he's just like filling Loki's mug with another mug.
That's fair. Gentlemen, instead of robbing this fine establishment, may I suggest a more productive collaboration? He proposed, raising an eyebrow. Curiosity sparked in the eyes of Howie, AJ, Brian, Kevin, and Nick. What kind of collaboration? Nick inquired cautiously. Excuse me. Loki's smile widened. Imagine the headlines, the chaos, the pandemonium where the god of mischief teams up with the world famous Backstreet Boys. We could create an unparalleled spectacle, capturing the hearts and minds of mortals across the globe. The band members exchanged glances, their skepticism giving way to a glimmer of excitement. They had always been known for their catchy tunes and synchronized dance moves, but teaming up with a literal god? That was a whole new level. As the diner patrons watched, captivated by the unfolding drama, Loki gestured to Fury, and with Mr. Fury's impeccable managerial what? Manager-like skills and eye for talent, we would be unstoppable. Fury, still on his roller skates, raised an eyebrow and smirked. Oh, I've managed a lot of things, but a boy band might just be the trickiest. Loki's mischievous grin widened further. That's precisely why it's perfect, my dear Fury. Together we shall be the talk of the realms. The Backstreet Boys exchanged another set of glances, their initial confusion transforming into genuine excitement. Nick, the lead singer, as we have learned, stepped forward and extended his hand toward Loki. All right, let's do it. The Backstreet Boys and the God of Mischief, a collaboration like no other. Loki accepted Nick's hand, his eyes glinting with a mixture of amusement and anticipation. Excellent choice, my friend. This shall be a partnership that defies all expectations. And so, in the heart of New York City diner, Loki, the Backstreet Boys, and Nick Fury on roller skates formed an unlikely alliance, destined to create a spectacle that will be talked about for ages to come. With Loki's mischief, the band's talent, and Fury's unyielding determination, they embarked on a journey that would blur the lines between reality and entertainment, leaving a trail of chaos and excitement wherever they went. As the crowd erupted into applause and cheers, the diner transformed into a stage of opportunity and adventure. Loki's coffee, now forgotten on the table, grew cold as he and his new partners dove headfirst into the realm of fame, ensuring that the name Loki would forever be associated with both mischief and music, leaving an indelible mark on the annals of both Asgardian lore and pop culture. Okay, wow.
We have
Um,
sort of a ramp up situation going on here.
I am confused. Honestly, I don't even know what really happened with the Backstreet Boys in the beginning. I was super confused because they kind of like burst into the diner and everyone assumed it was a robbery, but it wasn't.
I think just because they were wearing like black leather and all that, they were like, oh no, it's a robbery because it's 4 or 5 guys in black. Also, how the fuck is Nick the lead singer and nobody even mentions Justin? Like, or is that the wrong band?
That's okay.
Okay.
That's NSYNC.
You heard it here first, folks.
NSYNC. Yeah, and Take That was the one with Robbie Williams.
Yeah. How is he not the lead singer then? That's my point still.
It's the Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
He's confused because the story was actually really confusing, and I don't I don't even know. Okay, so what were you aiming at though?
Okay, yeah, this is the interesting part because I basically told it to, like, I was envisioning the scene from Pulp Fiction with the robbery in the diner,
Yes.
with like Loki kind of like holding them off, and then when they when they put their guard down, he just like takes over and fucking demolishes them or something. Um, but
Now he joined the band.
yeah, but apparently neither the robbery happened or any of that, and we just got like a very weirdly vague collaboration situation that only hinted at them doing music, but also like destruction following them. So I'm
so
not
we have
entirely sure
chaos.
of like the like spectacle concept that they're like after.
I think ChatGPT is the leader. So we have chaos and we have music, and we have Nick Fury as their manager.
I mean, I put him as the waiter. Yes.
No, that's what I thought. That was too specific. Yes, no, that was very clear that he would be the waiter on roller skates because you put that in there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, and then I felt like it was maybe some funny first draft of like the Avengers like opening scene, kind of sorta, instead of the weird like, oh, we gotta steal the magic cube out of the basement thing. So yeah, but apparently it just straight up bypassed the whole like robbery and him taking over and making a demonstration of his power of the Backstreet Boys.
But I mean, the waiters at the diner were still scared the whole time, even though there was no robbery happening.
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty good example of this whole thing working as we speak, just making up something without it making sense in of itself or in the context of the prompt.
But we learned who the lead singer of the Backstreet Boys is, so.
Yes, at least we know that finally.
And it might be Loki soon.
You never know.
that was it, our 2 stories for today. Thank you for listening.
If you enjoyed this episode, share it with 2 of your friends who always argue about who's the better Asgardian brother, and remind them, if they don't like this one, we still have more Planet Home.